Right. Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 523. Now, last week I said I was going to come back with some more comedies. One more comedy. Yeah, it's wedding season. Yeah, like I said, man, I could not wait to talk about this movie. The concept of this movie, Wedding Crashers, 2005. Yeah, Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, Christopher Walken, and his intimidation. Yeah, Isla Fisher. Oh, god damn. Ooh. Yeah, Rachel McAdams. Yeah. Uh, Jane Seymour. Oh, yeah. Hell, she used to be a Bond girl, so god damn. Oh boy, yeah, I tell you, man. Yeah, Bradley Cooper. Before we knew him as Bradley Cooper, but yeah, this movie, you know, great stuff. Yeah, like I said though, yeah, the concept of this movie. I mean, yeah, you got two guys crashing weddings just to land some chicks. Yes, yes. What more could you want? I mean, such a great concept. I mean, why couldn't I think of this back in my 20s? I mean, god damn, man. Why could I think of this back in my 20s? I mean, crashing weddings just to land some chicks? Jesus. Beat me to it. It's cool though. It's cool. It's cool. You know? You know? I mean, I could be the old creepy guy that can still do that shit. Nah. Nah, I think my time has passed, you know? to post my antics like that, I think my time has passed. But hey, that's why we got movies like this. You know, you can live vicariously through these two guys, you know, John and Jeremy. You know, you can live vicariously through these two guys. And yeah, you know, what they did in this movie, you know, hey, you can imagine yourself. I mean, I mean, one of those girls at the wedding, at those weddings, you know, one of those girls was a Diora Bird. If you know her, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I tell you though, man. Yeah, what a great concept. Yeah, two guys crashing weddings just to land some chicks. Yes, great stuff, man. Great stuff. Great stuff. Yes. You know, you can't fist pump enough for some great stuff like that. You know, just to you know, right off out of your mind. I tell you. But yeah, Wedding Crashers. You know, I mean, hey, you live through the time of your life just to watch this movie, man. Just to be like one of these guys. You know, be like one of the guys. You know, yeah, be like just one of the guys. Just one of the guys. You know, maybe I should cover that movie one day. Maybe. But anyway, yeah, be like just one of these guys. You know, gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. This movie you gotta love, man. The concept you definitely gotta love. You know, great stuff, man. 100%. So yeah, you know, yeah, these guys, you know, yeah, you know, they're uh, 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 uh damn, they they got something to do with divorce. Yeah, they're divorce something. You know, they help out married couples through their divorce. So yeah, but in their spare time, you know, they're living in Washington D.C. and in their spare time, you know, they're crashing weddings just to meet and just land some chicks. Great stuff, man. So yeah, man, what could be more better than that? Hell, nothing. But then you know, they thought they hit the mother lode when they crashed the wedding of the eldest daughter of the Treasury Secretary, played by Christopher Walken. You know, they thought they could pull off that job, crash the wedding, crash her wedding just so they can meet the treasurer's other two daughters, and yeah, I tell you, with Rachel McAdams and Isla Fisher, with those girls, those fine ass girls, yeah, I think he did. I think he did just hit the mother load, And yeah, you got Bradley Cooper in this movie too. You got Bradley Cooper being an absolute dick, being just an absolute dick in this movie. Bradley Cooper, before we knew him as Bradley Cooper, he was on his way, you know, after Hangover, then we knew him as Bradley Cooper. But yeah, he was on his way with this movie. But yeah, I tell you, yeah, he was just an absolute dick, and yeah, he got what he deserved, especially with those eye drops in his wine. He got what he deserved. you know. So yeah, he being the boyfriend of Rachel McAdams' character. He being her boyfriend. Yeah, Owen Wilson. He wants to move in on that relationship because yeah, he is not right for her. Cooper, he's not right for her. So yeah, Wilson, did a little bit of sabotaging so he can make a connection with her. And yeah, they made a connection, all right. They made a connection, all right. Yeah, he was starting to fall for her. She was starting to have some feelings for him, but she was conflicted because she already had a boyfriend who's an absolute dick. So yeah, yeah, yeah. A connection is a connection. You know, once you have it with that person, it could be a strong connection. I think I'm speaking in cell phone terms, but yeah, it could be a strong connection. It could be a weak connection, but as long as you have that connection, you know, you can build on that shit. You know, go to another area where you can have the stronger connection. Yeah, taking a walk with her is a stronger connection. So yeah, yeah, relationships like cell phones. When you have a much better connection, you know, the result is going to be much more much more right for you. I mean, am I right? Am I right? I mean, come on. Anybody out there that's married or in a relationship right now, am I right? You know. So yeah, yeah, he did a little bit of sabotage. Cooper's head is in the toilet. And Owen, he's moving in on Rachel. So yeah, you know. I'm using the actors' names because I forgot the characters' names. Yeah, John Owen was playing John, and Rachel she's playing Claire, I think. Yeah, so yeah, and then you got Vince Vaughn's character Jeremy. Yeah, boy, oh boy, oh boy, yeah, I think yeah between he and Owen Wilson, yeah, he is the comic relief for this movie. He he kept the movie, he kept the the comedy momentum really going in this movie. Yeah, Owen, yeah, he was the heart of the movie, but yeah, Vince Vaughn, yeah, he was the straight up comedy of the movie. Yeah, 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 his fast talking stick, works very well with this character, and with this movie. And yeah, when he got with Isla Fisher's character, now what is her name? Oh boy, terrible with names. But yeah, when he got with her, yeah, she's a manipulator also. Yeah, she talking about that she was a virgin when he when he hit it, yeah, talking about she was a virgin, and then later on, she wasn't a virgin, not even close. She just thought that what guys would like to hear. I mean, come on, really? I mean, yeah, that was like a light bulb for him. I mean, yeah, that's something really clicked. Yeah, he actually did this girl, you know, even though, even though before, he thought that, he was scared of her, even though he was scared of her, before he was scared of her because she was starting to become very infatuated and very possessive. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, you know, you know. But yeah, something about her, Yeah, he just really digs. I guess you gotta love crazy chicks. You gotta love crazy chicks. And yeah, yeah, she is. She was ooh, she's crazy about him. I tell you that, she's crazy about him. Gotta love crazy chicks though. So yeah, yeah, she was crazy about him, crazy for him, crazy about him, and then yeah, he became crazy about her. And hey, let's just skip to the end. They eventually got married to each other. Those two, they eventually got married to each other while Owen and while John and Claire, they were getting together finally. After she dropped her engagement with Bradley Cooper's character, Sax. I thought his name was Zach, but when I looked it up, his name was Sack. I mean, why would you call? Maybe because of the touch football game, yeah, touch football. I mean, come on, Were they playing prison rules? I mean, Jesus Christ, man, that's not the kind of touch football I was playing back in my day. I mean, yeah, some hard hitting there. I mean, it's like this guy's on steroids. So it's like a couple of racehorse. you know. So yeah, I tell you, man. Yeah, you know, even though that football game was nothing like the football game in lockup, you know. Now that was a football game with prison rules, considering the fact that they were set in the prison. So yeah, what kind of game is this? This ain't no game, man. This is a lesson. But hey, that was a long time ago, back in 2019. I covered that movie. So I ain't gotta talk about it now. you know, was it 2019 or 2020? But yeah, anyway, that was then. I talk about lockup. That football that football game scene. That was that. This is this right here. That compared to this is not even close to being this. I mean, that was serious. This is comedy. That was serious. This was funny. This was just for laughs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bradley Cooper, you're being an absolute dick, and he got what he deserved. Owen and Vince. You know, they pretty much learned the error. They pretty much learned the error of their ways, and then you got Will Ferrell showing up in this movie. Will Ferrell out of nowhere, like an RKO, out of nowhere. He's showing up in this movie, and adding more comedy to it because this is Will Ferrell we're talking about. Ma, the meatloaf, what it now? You know, Ma, the meatloaf. I mean, he could be one of the most quoted. He is one of the most quoted. Out of every movie that he's in, he is one of the, he could throw out one of the best quotes. So yeah, one of the most quoted actors, one of the most quoted characters. This character in this movie, live with his mom. He lives with his mom, but still, he's the innovator of crashing weddings. What's the character's name? Chaz, was it? I mean, is this the second time he played a character named Chaz? First time will be Blades of Glory. Can't wait to cover that movie someday. I cannot wait, man. I'm still itching for it. You know, gotta be on the lookout. Gotta be on the lookout for that movie. Second I see it, and when the schedule opens up, it's mine. It's mine to talk about. But yeah, Blaze of Glory. But yeah, that's then. That'll be then. This is now with this chance right here. And Ma, the meatloaf. So yeah, So yeah, he's the innovator of crashing weddings. He made the rules. He wrote the Bible. He wrote the Bible for it. He's the man when it comes to crashing weddings. But then, this guy, he's a complete nutcase. He's a real psycho. Not only he crashed weddings, but he moves to crashing funerals. He'll throw a wedding here and every now and then, but yeah, crashing funerals, man. Grief is the real sexual aphrodisiac. I mean, is that what you said? But yeah, grief. Girls are horny when they're grieving. Yeah, yeah. Next Saturday, there's a funeral next Saturday. You're coming with. Yeah. I mean, the look in his eyes, man, when he said that shit. I mean, damn, this dude, yeah, he pretty much went off the deep end, you know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, the girls are horny at funerals. So yeah, so yeah, pull off the fake cry, Damn it, Roger! Daniel! Ah, yeah. This dude, god damn, this dude, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's completely insane, but he's cleaning it up. I mean, this actually working, he's, oh yeah, yeah, I tell you, man, yeah, great concept of two guys crashing weddings, just land some chicks, but would you really go that far to crash a funeral just to get some ass? Oh, wow, man, oh man, I tell you, yeah, I don't think I would go that far, I don't think I would go that far just to get some pussy. No, I don't think I would go that far. But hey, maybe I'll try it once. He gonna be the creepy old guy crashing funerals. Nah, I tell you, man. Yeah, this movie, Wedding Crashers, straight up 5 out of 5. That's my review, cat, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, next week. I tell you, man. I tell you, man. Yeah, from Bill and Ted all the way down to this movie right here. Doing a little bit of action with ballerina, but still, from Bill and Ted, Bring It On, and the other comedies I've covered, Bridesmaids, Wedding Crashers, I gotta tell you, man, I really never had so much fun talking about comedies back to back. I mean, this is like a breath of fresh air. But next week, man, gonna get serious again, Next week, we're gonna get busy. We're gonna get serious, gonna get busy. Because, yeah, some Van Damme action. One more time, baby. Well, not one more time, but, some Van Damme action once more. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, throwing a kick here, throwing a punch there, yeah, all over the place, yeah, but yeah, we're not gonna get full on Van Damme action because he's training a guy to fight Tong Po. Yeah, man, the kickboxer uh, remake. That's what I'm talking about next week. Yeah, Van Damme training a young cat just so he can fight Batista, who plays Tong Po in this movie. That I'm gonna talk about next week. So you keep it locked right here for that. Check out my other shit right here. Subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, you're gonna crash on weddings. And this show is all